So, what's up, operators? What's up, my geeks over at Nitrado? And what's up, my peeps? It's your boy, MatrixNative. To begin with, first off, let's give huge shouts out to our boy, MatrixNative operator, Vatro. Vatro TV would be his Twitch. As you observed, our boy done taking the #1 slot in the whole entire universe on Apex. So big shouts out to you, young man. That's quite an accomplishment. Keep your hands on the sticks. You got some Skittles. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors over at Black Rifle Coffee Company and Nitrado Game Servers. We got Nitrado Ashley, Nitrado Ed, and Nitrado Zach. So thank you. I want to thank everyone that leaves a comment. I obviously appreciate them because I do my best to track them. So we're going to go ahead and try a new format here on our channel. Today I'll be dropping the history and the Daisy build, and then tomorrow, that's right, another Gurkha build with Ghost Recon Wildlands. Don't think I haven't forgot my supporters from Ubi, even though Ubi can suck the Uban air. So let's go ahead. Don't forget, history today, build DayZ today, Ghost Recon Wildlands tomorrow. Thanks for the support. Let's try. Little drinking game today. Whenever you hear the quack, go ahead and take a shot of your favorite beverage. So welcome to today's history and build. We're going to go ahead and track on, and let's go ahead and answer who the Gurkhas are and where did they serve. So the term Gurkha refers specifically to inhabitants of the mountainous Gurkha region. So the Gurkhas are ethnic Gurung warriors native to Nepal, who are famous for their unquestionable loyalty, ambition, ferocity, and resolve. They actually first gained fame during the Gurkha War in 1814 when the British East India Company tried to invade Nepal and fucking failed. Impressed by their combat skills and bravery, which was unlike anything the fucking Brits had ever seen, so impressed so much by these fucking combat skills that these fucking little Gherkins had, which was unlike anything these Brits had ever encountered within or against another enemy, the British offered to hire the Gurkhas to fight for them. Gurkhas went on to fight for the British in both the World Wars. After India gained independence in 1947, the original 10 Gurkha regiments were split between the British Army and the new Indian Army, with the majority... Not that kind of fucking Indian, not a Native American, like the India head army, right? Alright, I know I'm going to get shit for that from you guys. However, I'm just fucking keeping it real from a, so I don't know, just from a dude that's been around the world 2 times and one go fucking Baghdad. So, with the majority choosing the Indian Army, actually. However, the Gurkhas still existed in the British Army, with some regiments acting as bodyguards to the actual fucking royal family. And I know these fucking Brits love their fucking royal family, right? They love that, and they love their fucking tea. Make no mistake that we broke for tea when we were around certain UK type hitters. So we definitely had tea. Like, we had to break for fucking tea. Now, I'm not saying in the middle of a fucking firefight they're like, we gotta have our tea. But you want to piss a fucking Brit off, though, just say fuck off to the queen. Like, fuck your queen, dude. Look, man, like, straight up, they might play it off, but straight up, they're going to be fucking very upset about it. So, that's a little something for today's lesson as well. So, today, the Gurkhas have highly served in their native country, Nepal, Singapore, Brunei, and are sometimes employed by the United States. That's right. So, if you think about it, like, when we put it in perspective, you can pretty much, I mean, it's hard to really compare anybody to our boys over in the French Foreign Legion. However, if you had to compare some warriors, you know, of a higher caliber, no matter how short they fucking are, because, you know, C4 comes in small packages too. So all I'm saying, though, is you would have to compare the fucking Gurkhas to, like, the French Foreign Legion. So with the British Army, they're actually going to be like the Gurkha Royal Rifles. And big shouts out to my motherfucking Brave Rifles out there. Little 3rd fucking cav over there in El Paso, Texas at one time. Used to sit right off. We used to love fucking flying over you boys when you go out on your FTXs. And Also, third fucking herd. Yeah, brave rifles all the way. All right, so tracking on. So the Royal Gurkha Rifles, also RGR, is the rifle regiment of the British Army, forming part of the Brigade of Gurkhas. Unlike other regiments in the British Army, however, the RGR soldiers are recruited from Nepal, which is neither a dependent territory of the United Kingdom nor a member of the Commonwealth. Again, kind of like that French Foreign Legion vibe, right? So the regiment was basically formed and revised as the sole Gurkha Infantry Regiment of the British Army following the consolidation of the 4 separate Gurkha regiments, and that was in 1994, year of our Lord, and those follows. The 6th Queen Elizabeth's own Gurkha Rifles, the 7th Duke of Edinburgh's own Gurkha Rifles, and the 10th Princess Mary's own Gurkha Rifles. And I can only imagine that tea would also be quite important to those chaps. I don't think the Gurkhas would break for tea. I don't know if they, you know what, if you're a veteran of the UK or current, let us know if you work with Gurkhas, and let us know if they take the tea time with you guys, like during FTXs and shit. Obviously, Captain Obvious, we're not asking you guys if, you know, you guys are in the middle of a fucking firefight. Hey, hold on a minute, tea time. Obviously, we're not, right? But I'm just curious to that. So, if I got any Gurkhas or fucking UKisms out there, go ahead and feed us knowledge in the comments. So, tracking on. The Gurkhas in general and the direct predecessors of the Royal Gurkha Rifles, the Little Romeo, Golf Romeo in particular, are considered to be amongst the finest infantrymen in the fucking entire world, as is evidenced by the high regard they are held in for both their fighting skill and their smartness of turnout on parade. You gotta be sharp on the fucking parade ground. You tracking? In addition to the operational batch, 3 further units are cap badged as Royal Gurkha Rifles. Again, cap badged their insignia. So that would be of the Gurkha Company of Sitang, the Gurkha Wing Mandalay, and the Gurkha Company Tavalito. These 3 are formed as operational training units at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, the Infantry Battle School, and the Land Warfare Center to provide opposing forces for realistic battle sim, right? Kind of like your little Op 4 out there at NTC getting their fucking Op 4 on. Fucking Order of the Cobra NTC right here. That's right. I was there. Order of the Cobra. What you know about that in the comments? Let's fucking track. So obviously you can't talk about the freaking Gurkhas without talking about the freaking Kukri, also known as just the freaking Gurkha blade. That's all, like, my friends and I used to ever refer to it as, like, dude, you need a fucking Gurkha blade. Tracking with that in mind, it is called the Kukri, but you will probably hear me refer to it as just the freaking Gurkha blade. I said the Gurkha blade. Ah, shit. The Gurkha blade. Not to be confused with the Gurkha blade. Boy, we're having fun tonight, aren't we? We're just having a fucking blast tonight. Boy. It's a tough day, man. Why did I not invite old granddad to the party today? To the commentary today, huh? That's what I'm fucking asking here. Jesus Christ, let's go. Alright, so, tracking. The knife has a distinct recurve in the blade. It is used as both a tool and as a weapon in the Indian subcontinent. Traditionally, it was, in many cases, still is, in fact, the basic utility knife of the Gurks. The Gurkha, excuse me, oh my god, I called them fucking Gurks and I said head, oh my fucking god. It is a characteristic weapon of the Nepal's army. So a lot of people fail to also realize that it is actually the characteristic weapon of the Nepalese army, or the Nepal army, if you will, as well as stated the Royal Gurkha Rifles of the fucking British Army, huh? Wonder if it's time for tea yet. Hey, check with the producers, see if it's time for me to fucking get some tea. fuck off this goddamn commentary so I can get to my fucking build, yeah. So a common myth is that the Gurkha blade must draw blood before sheathed. In fact, they are frequently used as utility tools. That is a fact. However, if you've ever seen one slice through a bamboo or, you know, just fucked around with one on some real green type wood, you will see that they can definitely slice with precision and effect. But you know, you never really see one. You can see the combat Gurkhas knives that basically on the backside of the blade it'll be serrated, but a true Gurkha knife will not have that serration on the back end of it. So if you've ever thought about like becoming one of these damn hitters, well, first off, good luck. I hope that you are from Nepal to or have relatives there, be able to track your shit. Anyway, this is what you gotta do. So you want to be a Gurkha? No problemo. All you gotta do is be at least 5 feet and 2 inches tall and have no more than 4 fillings, gaps, or false teeth. Also, if you've had laser eye surgery, that will disqualify you. And then basically you got to run 800 meters in 2 minutes 45 seconds, 12 pull-ups and not kick pull-ups, and 70 sit-ups, and face a final interview that is half in English and half in Nepali. So then they have what's called, and it's basically, you know, like at the end of the qualifier, if you will, their crucible. It culminates with the fearful Doko race. Basically, a former British Army officer, Johnny Finn, wrote a 5-mile run uphill where the soldiers have to carry 25 Ks in their basket on their backs that is attached only by a head strap. And if they do fail, someone will tell them back at the base the next morning, which gives them the opportunity to kind of slide off into the sunset, if you will. 18 to 21, you get 3 goes at it. If you cannot pass the qualifiers to get in, that's it. You will no longer be able to consider tracking a Gurkha lifestyle. So in recap, what makes them the best in the world? Basically, they are physically the best of the best. The 200 to 300 men who join the brigade of Gurkhas every year from a pool of more than 20,000 applicants are the products of a grueling recruitment process as stated during this whole history. And let's not forget about the fearful Doko race that it culminates with, which again is like 5K uphill, where the troops have to carry the 25 kilograms in the Doko basket on their backs and is basically only attached, as stated, with the head strap. So the Royal Gurkha Rifles, RGR, basically, to sum it up, activated 1 July 94 to the present. Basically, allegiance to the UK with the branch of the British Army. They have a couple of roles, basically air assault infantry, light infantry, and specialist infantry. Again, 3 bats. 3 battalions, if you will. Nicknames, the Gurkhas, of course it would be, again, I kind of nicknamed that blade the Gurkha knife as well. Mottos, better to die than to be a coward. And I'll give that a big fucking who operators on your feet. Let's get downrange on this build.